Okay, let's talk about AI. AI content tools are absolutely everywhere, and they're promising to change the game, right? But in this huge rush to automate everything, there's a massive risk that not enough people are talking about, and that's the risk of losing the one thing that makes your brand your brand. So let's get into it.
It's a pretty intense question, I know, but it's one that every single brand needs to be asking itself right now. As we're all leaning more and more on AI, are we actually building our brand up with unique, powerful content? Or are we just adding to this giant sea of generic noise that's actually, tearing down the trust we've worked so incredibly hard to build?
And that giant sea of noise, it actually has a name. People are calling it AI slop. And you've probably seen it. It's that low-quality, kind of robotic, totally uninspired content that is just flooding the internet. Yeah, it's easy to make, but it has zero personality, zero authority, and it's literally threatening to drown out the brands with real, authentic voices.
I mean, think about it. You've spent countless hours and a lot of money developing a unique tone, a specific voice that really connects with your audience. Using a basic, off-the-shelf AI writer, well, it puts that entire investment at risk. It's kind of like hiring a world-class chef and then telling them they can only cook with a microwave. It just doesn't make sense. And the impact here, it's not just about sounding a little off. It's way more serious than that. As this quote from our source material points out, when your voice gets watered down, you lose credibility, you lose authenticity. And let's be real, in today's market, those two things are everything. Let's make this super concrete. Picture a luxury fashion brand, one that's built its whole identity on exclusivity and sophistication. Now, what happens if their blog posts and product descriptions suddenly start sounding like they could belong to any old discount store? That special feeling, that allure, it's just gone. The whole essence of the brand just evaporates.
So how can you tell if this is happening to you? Well, here are 5 huge warning signs to look out for. First, generic language. Does your content sound like it could be copied and pasted onto your competitor's site? Second, an inconsistent tone. Is it all over the place from one article to the next? Third, a lack of industry terms. Is it missing that specific jargon your audience expects to see? Fourth, poor visual integration. Are your images just kind of there? And finally, technical SEO gaps. Are things like metadata and alt tags being ignored? If you find yourself nodding along to any of these, you might have an AI slop problem on your hands.
Okay, so this is the real turning point. We have to move beyond these basic generic tools. The solution isn't just telling an AI to sound professional or funny. The real goal here is to achieve what experts are calling true tonality. And true tonality is so much more than just a surface-level style. It's about having a really deep, profound understanding of your specific niche. It means using the right jargon, structuring sentences in a way that just oozes expertise, and adopting the perfect perspective for your audience. This right here, this is the massive difference between generic content and communication that feels truly authoritative.
So the big question is, how do you actually get that true tonality, especially at scale? Well, this has led to a whole new class of tools that were literally engineered to solve this exact problem. And a perfect example is Vyndow SEO. It's a platform built from the ground up not just to create content, but to protect and project your brand's authority. So how does a tool like this actually work? Well, instead of you feeding it generic prompts, it operates on a much deeper level. It works to make sure every single piece of content aligns perfectly with your established brand voice. It automatically pulls in that industry-specific jargon that signals you know what you're talking about. It deploys sentence structures that convey authority. And by doing all that, it helps build that critical bond of trust with your audience. So let's put this side by side, because it really paints a clear picture of why this new approach is so radically different. We're not talking about a small improvement here. This is a fundamental shift in how AI should be working with your brand. This slide just lays it out perfectly. On one hand, you have the old way, using those general-purpose tools like Jasper. And it's a grind. You have to manually train it, feed it tons and tons of examples, just hoping it eventually gets your style. And even then, the results are often all over the place. But then you've got the Vyndow way. It uses pre-built, industry-specific modules. What does that mean? It means you get instant expertise and perfect alignment right out of the box, giving you consistently on-brand results every single time. And the secret sauce that makes all this possible is Vyndow's proprietary voice match engine. It's the core technology that allows for this incredible level of precision. And honestly, it's a huge leap forward for both your brand's integrity and your team's efficiency. It's a total game changer. And a truly sophisticated approach goes beyond just the words on the page. I mean, your brand's voice is visual too, right? Vyndow totally gets this. It builds a visual strategy right into the content process. It creates descriptive image prompts and SEO-optimized alt tags to make sure your visuals aren't just pretty pictures, but a cohesive part of your brand's story. It's a complete, holistic approach.
So when you look at the risks of generic AI slop on one side and the power of true tonality on the other, the path forward for any serious brand becomes incredibly clear. It's time to claim, protect, and really amplify your unique voice.
This is how our source material puts it, and it just fits perfectly, doesn't it? In a world that is drowning in noise, choosing a tool that actually respects and enhances your brand, well, that's not just a smart choice. It really is the sophisticated choice. At the end of the day, it really just boils down to these three simple things. Protect the brand voice you've worked so hard to create, save yourself countless hours of frustrating manual editing, and get way, way better results that build real authority and trust with your audience. Look, the absolute best way to understand this difference is just to experience it for yourself. You can see with your own eyes how Vyndow can capture your unique brand voice and elevate your entire content strategy. So head on over to www.vyndow.com to get started. Don't let your brand get lost in the noise. It's time to give it the authentic, authoritative voice it truly deserves.